Hi, my name is Chris Bosley. It's the 18th of May, 2017. So there was another attack on the phone. What they did was they disabled the developer settings. So I'll go show you that right now. Okay. So I found the video. What this video here was made on the 24th of April, of the 4th month, and what I did was I just so in this video, you'll see that I have developer settings enabled, and I've had developer settings enabled for a long time. And then today when I turned on the phone, earlier on in the day, the developer settings were set. They were working. And then I started up my phone again, and the developer settings were off, so I'm going to show you that. I'm going to scrub through and show you it. Anglican students were hacked and this video I talk about the CTE backdoor, and I talk about the Anglican students here in this building hacking, and some other things. Which is what this phone is. It's a CTE. Said that and thought, no. Okay, there, see? So there's the developer options right there. I had developer settings set. Now if you look at the settings now, no developer options. So they disabled the developer options in the phone. So now this could be a slap in the face. It could be many things. It could be many reasons why they did this. This is constant though. They're constantly doing and constantly harassing. Yesterday I made a video on the Pcduino. Now why did I make that video on the Pcduino? Well, I went out and bought a Pcduino because it had no wireless, and the reason I wanted a machine with no wireless is because they've been hacking our machines since we moved here. It was getting so bad that I disabled all my firewalls and stopped all traffic to and from the machine, and they were still accessing the machine. So I took the laptops apart and I disabled, removed the wireless and Bluetooth cards, and they were still accessing the machine. Well, what were they doing? Well, for example, they were remote accessing the machine. They were making read-write NTFS file attributes read only, so I couldn't write to the disk. And then right after it happened, I would hear next door, yeah, we got him, and there would be celebration, and then they'd all leave and they'd go party or do whatever they were doing, go have fun or do whatever they're doing over in the other building. They own all the building to the north of us, 124. They own the big house on Georges River Road, and they own a majority of this building, 126. So basically, it's like a laboratory for them. They own some units in the other building over there, and because of the way Australia is, it's very tribal. Very tribal. I don't advise coming here. It's very, very tribal, and what I mean by that is religious tribal. Like, these people in these churches are kind of nuts. They're like a gang. It's like a gang. It's like a freaking drug gang. They're aggressive and they are violent. If they don't get their way, they will be violent. And if they don't want to do it themselves, they'll get a third party. There's a guy in this building who has a dirty background. He has dirty friends, and he's dirty himself. He won't get his hands dirty. He won't get caught himself, but he has friends that will do the dirt for him, that will hurt you, that will follow you around, that will, smash your car or cause bodily harm. I know that for a fact. I have no doubt in my mind. He's a viper. He's won't do it himself, but he'll get other people to do it. He's a nasty person. He's got a relationship with the property manager here, and he's got a relationship with this building here. He's been here for 10 years. So I think that they use this place because they own it and they control it. Majority. They don't own it, but they majority own it, and they basically tell everybody what to do. If you say anything against them, they harass you instantly. Boom. On Scientology, there's this saying, you might have heard, that they have this philosophy of like fair game. If you say anything against Scientology, they'll attack you, they'll video you, they'll follow you around, they'll harass you, blah, blah, blah. They call you rat or whatever. I saw a documentary on it. It's pretty interesting. Anyways, they're the same way. Exactly the same way. They will do exactly the same thing. They will do anything within their means to make you stop your behavior, and then they'll laugh about it. Then they'll sit there and celebrate with their buddies and laugh about how they manipulated you or did this to you. So this has been going on since we moved here. So I removed the wireless and Bluetooth cards, and they were still attacking. So then I thought, well, maybe I'll get a Pcduino and I'll try that. I turned on the Pcduino. I made another video about that, and They had accessed the input method selector, and it popped up on startup. I didn't even realize it because I was focused on something else. Also, on the Pcduino, the dot directory of the USB when it was mounted was 1970, January 1st, 1970, and that's the same problem I had with all my USBs when I moved to this building. Whenever I put a USB drive into the machine, it would read January 1st, 1970. That never happened before I moved here, just when I moved here. I think that when they access the machine, they take ownership of the dot directory and ownership of the machine, and the result is that the USB mounted is 1970 January 1st. I think they're trying to fix it. Once they fix that, there will be no evidence of their entry into the computer. There'll be no evidence of them showing up on the computer and accessing the computer. I think there's a backdoor into the computer. Now on this phone, there's a backdoor in this phone. It's called the ADUPS ZTE, or the ZTE. It's a blade zip. It's a blade A1110, and it has a backdoor called ADUPS, ADUPS. That's the company, and it's a ADUPS photo backdoor, and it's in the upgrade system, upgrade sys app. So FOTA stands for firmware over the air, so they can enter the machine, access the machine, and do anything they want, basically. Now, they have a backdoor in this machine, but I think that the Anglicans don't need it. The people here know how to enter machines without using backdoors. They have a physical backdoor. There's a physical way into the machine, and I'm starting to think like all this malware talk and all this backdoor crap, I think it's just cover-up. I'm starting to think that there's a certain group of people on this planet that know how to access devices. I think that partly maybe in governments, and I think that there's people in the Australian government that know about this, agents and actors. I think there's agents and actors within the computer security industry that know about this, and I think that there's people within this church, because I think there's a church, evidence suggests, and I've seen it every day, that there's a church-state relationship here in Australia between the Anglican Church and the Australian government, and that the Anglican students here, there's a group of them, really great, good mathematicians that are groomed. They're taught how to hack. They're taught how to, and trained, and they do these hacks. Next door neighbors walking on the stairs. They do these hacks, and they learn how to access machines and networks, how to hack them, how to steal data, and they use these backdoor ways into the hardware. I really honestly have no doubt anymore. And I think that all this talk about malware and backdoors, I think it's just a cover-up for that way in. I think it's easy pickings, and it's a cheat. It's like turning on your wireless. That's how easy it is. It's not mysterious. It's not no great big hack. It's simple, easy peasy. As long as you know the way in, it's just like turning on your wireless card or turning on your Bluetooth card or plugging your Ethernet in. It's a backdoor way into the hardware of the system. It's probably on phones. I think it's on computers. It was they accessed my PowerPC Apple, and that's like what, 10 years old, so it's old technology. So they can do this on very old machines as well. They accessed a Dell Tower that's very old, no wireless, no Bluetooth. They changed the behavior of that. So I think that there's a backdoor. There's a backdoor into these all. Okay, I'm going to go so far as to say it's in every single device. Maybe DVD players. Why not? They have a power board. They run on Linux, lots of them. Why not? They have a CPU logic board. So I think that I would venture to say that on almost every device in the modern world, they're designed with a purpose. They're designed on purpose with an intentionally placed backdoor into the system. And I have no doubt about that. And I think that these Anglicans here at this college, Moore Theological Bible College, are trained in how to use that backdoor. I think they have a relationship with the Australian government, and I think that some of these students here, they're evil. They have no morality. They have no scruples. They will slap you in the face when you're sleeping. They'll stab you in the back when you're not looking. They'll break into your house when you're sleeping, and they'll hurt you. They have no problem doing that, and then they'll smile and go to church and saying they're doing Jesus' work on the weekend. It's a cult mentality. It's a mob mentality. They get their wheels spinning, and everybody gets greased with like blood and bloody nails, tooth and nail, blood at tooth and nail, and they turn mad, they turn insane, and they have like a mindless mob mentality. They do what they're told without question. They believe what they're told without question, and they get perks. They get treated well. They do what they're told. They get treated well. If they don't do what they're told, they get things taken away. They get their perks taken away. It's a nasty, toxic environment. I think it's a church-state relationship, and I think the same thing is happening in other places where this church resides. In the United States, it's Episcopalian. In England, it's the Church of England, and I think that it's extremely evil. I think they're the freaking Antichrist, man. Seriously. So there you go. It was a backdoor. Um, I'm sure there's a backdoor in all machines, and today the Anglicans know about it, and today I saw that they had changed developer settings on the phone. It's probably a diversion to get me off of studying the Pcduino, because I just did that video, and it might just be a slap in the face, like, we control your phone, we can do whatever we want. Shut up. Stop talking. Uh, and if I don't stop talking, they'll probably hurt me. There's evidence suggesting that they've already done so. Um, and they have no problem breaking your house when you're sleeping and doing it then. So they'll not get caught. And even if they get caught, they're so powerful, nothing will happen to them. But yeah, they don't want to get caught. So rather than facing you like a individual, like a strong individual, they'll sneak and slither like a rat or a rodent or a cockroach into your house when you're sleeping. They'll do it then, as long as they don't get caught. Bad people. Backdoor into hardware, they use it. Church-state relationship. Anglican Church with the Australian government, and they are hacked the phone today again. Changed the developer settings. So thank you. Have a good day, and please keep an eye open for these. Hopefully, somebody will figure out what the backdoor is and share it with the rest of the world, so that we can have computers that we can actually use in privacy.